All right, welcome everyone. We're Semblance of Sanity. I'm Caleb.
I'm Jacob.
And we're for
Kabukimonogatari, episode 4.
Mm-hmm.
Last episode was absolutely incredible.
Yes.
Absolutely incredible.
We have established how the time muckery has interfered not only with our world, but our characters.
Right. Yep.
Even
It
more
was brought
importantly.
about by our favorite kudere/tsundere lolly vampire.
Yep.
Because she wasn't doing well. Yeah.
And she didn't have someone come and help her.
Right,
So,
because Araragi didn't notice that she was lost because Hachikuji didn't exist.
Yep.
Or at least was just dead. Or no, not dead, was alive. And yeah. Anyways.
But never became his friend. So
right,
she
exactly.
wasn't around to tell him anything like
Yep.
that. Yeah.
She was not there. But now here they are. They need someone that is not an aberration, like maybe Hachikuji, to remove the seal so that the energy will go back into the shrine place so that
They
way
can
they can go back
Time
to
travel
the
back
future.
to the past.
Or
To the past so
Right.
that they can actually
Yes.
do everything the right way this
Exactly.
time.
yeah.
Because the best way to do time travel is to either fix your own time travel screwed upness or create the perfect time loop a la another show that did time travel like almost perfectly.
Yes. But
But,
eventually you still need to,
But essentially
exit that.
time
Yeah.
travel.
Right.
Exactly.
But the thing is that we thought that maybe Hachikuji was going to be showing up at the very end of the previous episode because of the fireworks signal, but it was actually zombies.
Mhm.
So, yeah,
So maybe Hachikuji will come save them from said zombies.
Potentially,
Unless
which
they're
would
just
be
going
awesome.
to Shinobu launch into the air again.
I mean, I am betting that she will.
yes.
Although, I mean, Shinobu and Araragi can handle themselves just fine, and we still need to see them dual wielding blades. So, yeah.
Yeah.
Mhm.
So, y'all, without further ado, let's get into this. All right, everyone, we're going to be starting the episode in 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, now. More than 100. A lot more than 100. 300. I've seen that movie. 500.
So,
I'm
time for you
sorry.
guys to just be
Maybe
badass
1,000.
and kill them all,
So I'll
right?
take the 500 on the left, you take the 500 on the right.
Yeah. Whoa.
Jeez. So are they going to try and hold this ground because they sent off their signal?
Possibly. But,
Whoa, that's cool. Oh, wait. What is that?
rice? Yeah.
Oh!
Yeah!
Yes, here
Woo!
she is! Ha ha!
Get a broom.
All right!
All right.
Our girl is
For
here!
once.
Woo!
I was right. Wait, so when are we going to get to see them dual wielding swords then? Because we do need to see that.
Probably the final episode of the time travel bit. Like, it's a definite thing in Monogatari, but every arc that kind of focuses on a specific girl, like with a little bit of extra emphasis, basically just pushes her up the best girl ranking temporarily until the next time another girl gets focused. But it's funny because every time I think about like best girl, Hachikuji is always like really close to the top two, like almost every time.
Really?
At least for me. Like,
I feel like with Hachikuji, it's one of those things where, like, I don't know if she ever goes into like truly best girl category for me, but she is definitely one of my absolute favorites. Like,
Wow, 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 wow. Okay.
all right.
A lone survivor.
Gotcha.
Okay. SOS! What are you doing here?
Right. He needs to confirm.
Wow.
He's like, I know this is her, but
He's just, the light doth shine from... Yes, she
Yep.
did. Oh, and Shinobu's turned away.
Mm-hmm.
Oh. Hmm. Oh.
Oh, really?
Oh, I just love this Hachikuji badass. Just
Yeah, yeah.
Uh-huh.
Wait.
Oh. Wait.
So who does she know?
Yeah. She was told something in the past, maybe.
Oh,
Yeah.
yeah. No, it's freaking Oshino.
Whoa.
Oh my god.
Yeah, that's definitely an Oshino move.
Yep.
For sure.
Uh-huh.
For sure. Yep.
And it's just like Oshino to survive even in a vampire apocalypse.
Yep. Ah.
And a letter left behind from the expositor.
Yeah. Whoa.
Nice.
I guess we do, yeah,
Mhm.
because how would you have... Oh.
Mm-hmm.
Right.
Okay.
Yeah. Yep.
Mhm. Oh. Okay. Oh, man.
Oh, God.
Oh, man.
Whoa. Oh, my God. Oh, my God.
So one might say that they're fakes.
Yeah.
Okay.
We are set.
Yeah.
Let's do this. Whoa. Yeah. This is legit.
Wow. That's fated no matter what timeline you're in.
Wow, there you go. There you
Yeah.
go. That is quite the epic letter.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's huge. Whoo! Boy,
All right.
let's do this. Ha! Yes! Oh.
She doesn't have a problem finding her way
Yeah,
there now.
yeah. Oh, that's great. Oh, nice.
Got a different
nice.
backpack, yeah.
But it's still got some of the regular trappings, you know?
Mm-hmm.
Oh. Oh my
Cool.
god. Oh my
Awesome.
god. Oh.
Oh boy.
Yeah. Oh. Very strange.
Indeed. Oh boy.
Oh.
Nope.
Yeah, that would stop me in my tracks. Like,
Mhm.
I wouldn't be able to move again. Ah.
Roads are everywhere in this country.
Wow.
Nice.
Yeah.
All right.
Oh, that was so wholesome and painful too, because they won't even get to
Yep.
experience the connection with her at that. Mm. This route.
Yeah, yeah. Nice.
Mm-hmm. Cool.
Yep.
Huh. Nice, nice.
Yep. Yep.
That's a little meta there, but ha 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 ha. Ha ha.
Indeed.
Did they just make the roll credits a joke? Is that what kabuki means? Eccentric?
Maybe.
Super outdated.
Indeed. All right.
Oh. All right, we're
Whoa.
bladed up.
Okay.
Dual wielded.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. With the rice on the ground.
Okay.
Curious. Don't do necromancy, kids. Mm-hmm.
Right.
Please do. Oh, here we go. Wow.
All right.
The beacons are lit.
Yeah. Somewhere far away, the other Shinobu's like, I know that voice.
They show a shooting star, almost like it could be, you know,
Yep.
you know, Kiss Shot Acerola, Heart Lion, or Acerola Lion, Heart Underblade. Oh.
Oh boy. Oh boy. Oh man.
Oh my god. Oh.
Oh boy.
Oh. Ah, oh my god. Okay, alright. Oh my god.
Oh boy.
Wow.
Oh boy. Oh man.
Yeah. To show what you threw away. Oh, jeez. Oh, jeez. Yeah, that slight variation.
Mm-hmm.
Wow.
Yep.
Oh. Ugh. Oh. Oh. Cool.
But that's not enough.
because they're the only ones that could actually, save her. Yeah. Wow.
Mm-hmm.
Uh-huh.
Right.
Brilliant. Yep. Jeez.
Yeah.
Oh.
Okay.
Oh.
The last head pat.
Jeez. Oh. Imagine the loneliness. Like,
Oh yeah.
Imagine the.
Yep.
Oh.
Okay.
Okay. Wow. Yeah. Huh. Can't be late.
Yeah. Now I'm
No
gonna go
pressure. Oh, yeah, and good luck with, figuring out homework and stuff.
to sleep.
Ah! Wow.
Now
Not that I've read it. Yeah, there is that slight possibility.
Okay.
Ah!
I love how it's reversed.
Yeah.
But
Yeah. Your brain finally melts.
Mm.
She doesn't have the backpack. Right. Okay, cool. Continuity, awesome.
Mm.
Wait. Yeah. Right. Yeah, just it's only her way. Hararagi. No. No, that was on purpose. Yep. Yes, clearly. Right. Yes.
All right.
Oh. Yeah, well, let's go get the backpack. Yep. Wait. Ha! Wow. Yeah. Yeah. Oh. Yeah, the time
Right.
in between that. Yeah. Yeah. Oh.
All right.
Yeah. I love this. This is like a xylophone way of doing her theme, basically.
I think so. Yeah. Cool.
Fantastic.
All right. That was wonderful.
Oh.
It's fantastic.
My brain is not Haagen-Dazs. Oh, bargain, yes. Oh. Oh my God! Wow,
Okay.
That's a proper ending.
That is.
That is an amazing ending.
I feel like I both chose the right shirt and didn't choose the right shirt because
I know what you mean.
we saw Hachikuji again, you know, and all of that, and yet at the same time, the star of this episode was Shinobu, hands down.
Yeah,
both of them. Yeah, that whole scene was just fantastic because the whole idea of like they could have had it be a fight, but that would have been too regular, you know.
Well, it would have been just something that showcased that wasn't Shinobu at this point.
Right, exactly.
That the pain and suffering and anguish that she had gone through would have been, stifled down or stuffed down in order to have her vent her rage if she had any still towards Araragi. But what we saw here was more of a broken person who blames herself entirely for this whole thing. So just seeing
someone who's hurting.
So just seeing that there was the possibility that things could have gone so well if she just made a slight change in her ways of thinking. That's so painful. I love that it was framed that way in an area of pain, but not in a way of where she's angry that they brought about that pain. It was all self-internalized because this was Shinobu coming to grips with a lot of the internalized feelings that she's been dealing with, not just in the past, but in the present as well.
And the internalized feelings, by having there be two Shinobus because of the time travel, we're able to have both Shinobus be vulnerable about both of the internal feelings, because this is in the case of X timeline Shinobu, right, that destroyed the world and everything. That's the manifestation of everything that all of that inner turmoil and self-hatred and everything can result in, right? And then on the flip side, or in parallel, we have the original Shinobu basically chewing her out and voicing her own self-hatred, basically voicing all those things that was boiling up inside to herself, to this different version of herself,
I love what are you planning to do? Well, I don't really have a plan. That is so like you. Just realizing that, like, hey, this is what destiny needs us to do. So let's do this together.
Come hell or high water. Yeah, if we die, we die. Yep.
Yeah, we die together.
Mm-hmm.
And I love that it's even the same, outfit from, Kizu and stuff.
Yeah.
But just the idea that, she sees it as retribution, but it's degrade myself this far is nothing short of failure.
Yep.
Why did I think about dying? Why did I seeing that basically the knowledge that they have based on, being ahead of the, having the reasons why that the reasons that brought them to this place being in the past for both of them. Shinobu's then able to have the insight, but then also have the questioning moment of, was it really that bad? What
she's able to look into a mirror basically. Yeah. And because, she wouldn't have thought like this kind of came as a surprise to her when they time travel over here and she starts to realize, oh, I did this. Yep. Was I really in that low of a place?
Yep.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right. And then she comes face to face with it. And she's got a lot to say.
Yeah, and I love that we had the terrifying laughter of fully ascended dark Shinobu here, being basically the only outlet that was needed. That was the only emotional outlet in the negative, I would say, that this version of Shinobu needed, because just seeing the two of them was this was this sick, twisted form of torture, because it was oh, wow, really?
I really screwed things up.
Screwed things up. But not only that, it could have been so good. It could have been so good.
Right.
And just the idea that, such a future, such a world, it existed as well. Such a root, possibly that I could snuggle up to you like that really existed. And then the crying of blood, yet I from silly jealousy ruined it all.
Yeah.
My running away from home caused me to lose you. Make me feel like I lost a wing, that I lost half of myself. But it wasn't as heart-wrenching to be shown that such a possibility existed. And then
Shinobu starts crying blood as well.
Crying the blood as well.
Yep.
Just realizing the pain being so strong that it literally pulls the blood out of their eyes.
Well, and the idea that this is one of the things that I love about whenever they deal with Shinobu like they did in Kizu, is that here there was even the sort of it wasn't even hope that they were showing, alternate fully ascended Shinobu, right? There was just a whole lot of pain associated with that, because if maybe things were slightly different, right? I could potentially see someone in Shinobu's situation basically saying, okay, maybe this isn't all over, right?
Sure.
Maybe there's a way that things can move forward. If I was so close to having something like that, right? Then maybe it's not too late.
Right.
But yet she can't. Right? She is not able to reconcile that fact, and all the things that our Shinobu was feeling and voiced, she's still feeling, right? And is caught in the middle of that storm, basically.
Yeah.
So then the only thing that she can see as the way out is, well, I'll help you guys, but I don't think I can manage to help myself.
Right.
Yeah. Because the way that she talks about snuggling up to you, like maybe I'm reading into this wrong, but there almost seems like there's almost like a bit of a sneer to it, where it's because she didn't, right? In this version of her didn't do that.
Yeah.
And it certainly wasn't something that Shinobu was inclined to do, right? It was something that was tough for her. There was all the internal struggles that she had to do, all the times of just, sort of sulking and all of that, right? In order to make her be able to get to the point where she could open up to someone. And the whole line when she's like, if I just opened up to you just a little bit more, then maybe, or no, original Shinobu said that, yeah.
Yeah, original Shinobu said that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah, with that alone, we would have been the same. History could have been corrected.
I'll be blunt, I have no idea how you were able to fail the way that you did.
Yeah. What's what's I would say really real here, because this is a fantastical scene. This is a fantastical scene, but when you boil it down to its constituent elements, it's pretty real from the standpoint of, you know, if you remove a lot of the stuff surrounding the viewing your past or future self or what have you, but going into a mode of self-reflection.
Sure. Yep.
If you look at these iterations, these versions of Shinobu here, as basically being the exact same, the only difference is that one has Araragi, one doesn't.
Right.
The real only difference between them is something that's not them. Like there's little things where you could say like, yeah, because of Araragi's influence in the past with Shinobu, our Shinobu, she's obviously a little different. What I think is being brought up here, though, is that there are even ways in which our Shinobu could have made things even a little bit more, like made things even a little bit better.
Sure.
So
yeah,
in this bit here, Shinobu having almost a little bit of vulnerability is not just saying, I don't know how you could have failed, but is it really possible that this future still exists for me, basically?
Sure.
I mean, it's maybe a weird way of looking at it, but saying like, I don't actually see the fundamental differences as being that strong.
Right. And that's why it's probably so terrifying, because the thing is, you know, it's again that whole idea of her realizing that this did happen, right?
Yep.
And it was from something so small, right? One bad day, and this is what she turned to. It's seeing her own weaknesses and things like that. That with one, you know, granted very important change in her environment, but still, one change in her environment.
Yeah,
this is what she turns into.
What's really good to take away here is that if you put this into a mathematical equation, it's that friends compounded over the course of time leads the numbers scale up dramatically.
Right. It's that whole like angle change, you know, and then doesn't make much change for a short distance, but for a long distance, it's huge.
Yeah. For people that I would say struggle with bringing people in, being emotionally vulnerable and available and able to connect on a deeper level, one of the things that's tough is that when you have one or two people or that small group of people, small number basically, but they're sufficient for you because you don't necessarily need that much connection as much as everyone else, is that when you push those people away or those people end up pushing themselves away from you, the pain is dramatically peaked because the percentage basically of people that are pushing themselves away or disconnecting themselves from you for whatever reason, whatever the impetus, the stimuli is that's pushing them away, it compounds the pain even more. And then if they're put into a situation where they themselves don't believe they're capable of solving their own problems, it basically cannibalizes itself and it just spirals out of control.
This is I love how they basically bring this back to the whole idea of essentially depression, you know. And so it's very fitting that Araragi's there, but then also it's the whole idea that, you know, no one can go it alone, right? And that's kind of, I feel like, what Kizu was. Yeah. But then in this, I feel like it's you don't want to try and have a single point of failure, right? And you might still be okay. You know, you might have that person that can basically call out to you when you're in those downward spirals. Yeah. But there will be times where maybe that person fails you, isn't there for you, isn't whatever, not because of some malicious intent on their part, but just because they're human, right? Araragi didn't clue into what was going on with Shinobu because Hachikuji didn't tell him, you know, didn't point it out to him, you know, and he would have absolutely, you know, been there for her if he knew, but he just didn't.
Yeah, but what's good to bring up there, and I think that's really important here, though, is that either way it works, Hachikuji was the one that basically covered for Araragi's weakness and not being able to see it. It's not really a weakness thing, but basically his misstep, his inability to perceive things perfectly. And this is something that I think is really important here, is that when you put a lot of your value, self-worth, a lot of your emotional anchoring on a person in your environment, you are setting yourself up for failure, because ultimately they are imperfect as well.
Mm-hmm.
So they will fail you at some point.
Right.
And the problem is that sometimes the points at which you really need them to not fail you converge with the point where they do fail you. And we get this critical mass explosion where that person's mental psyche breaks because that person wasn't able to be there for them at that specific time when you really needed them. And let's be real, y'all. Let's be real. There are a lot of times where we are not wanting to be there for that person that we truly, really care about. We would die for them. But there are moments in the moment where we're like, I don't have not even the capacity. I don't even have the desire to in this moment here. You lapse basically in your judgment, and it's not your fault in that you're a bad person or anything like that at all.
Because you're human.
Because you're human, and we all have our own needs and our own weaknesses and things that we're going through. But when you have someone that is out there basically in your environment suffering or what have you, even just the slightest gesture, that's what's important here. Even just the slightest bit of something, the slightest head pat. This is literally what I wanted to bring up here, like once the episode was over, but I was like, we have to build up to this, this isn't a deal or a point to bargain with. This is merely me asking a favor. Can you pat me on the head? I'm probably going to cry in the next 30 seconds here because I'm going to say something here that just really moves me here. The idea that the thing that we joked about in the earlier parts of Monogatari is something that would protect her from said head pats.
Well, right. Yeah, exactly. Because it was her own lack of ability to be vulnerable that got her into the situation. The reason you need multiple people, but also with the people that you do have, you need to be vulnerable, because that way you can go to them and basically tell them, I'm not doing well, please help me.
You need to be able to also take off your helmet at specific points so that you let them know, hey, I know I'm in a fragile place, so sometimes I need to have this little bit of protection on, even just to cover for the fact that you're not a perfect person. But you also have a responsibility as a human being to let other people know when you need help. And the idea that all that was really needed here, when we look at this, immortal goddess, elder, vampire thing, this thing that should be the epitome of strength and perfection and all that
absolutely
is terrifying
nothing,
and needs nothing in the world, breaks down and basically, is satisfied. I'm trying to find a better word here, but is made well by the slightest of human contact, by the most novel, simple.
The idea of someone saying, everything's going to be all right. I care. I'm here. You're not alone. Yeah.
And I love that Araragi didn't even say anything, though. I think that I know why you're saying that. I just think it's important that we acknowledge here that in the moment where he head pats her, it's quiet. There's nothing going on. He head pats her, and if anything, she's just fighting back the tears. And the only thing that really breaks this is our Shinobu going and biting the exposed neck. It's that Araragi didn't need to say anything. He didn't need to fix anything. He just needed to lay his head on her.
It was because it was something that she realized she needed to do. She needed to lay aside the pride, even in her, super immortal god
Shinobu,
vampire state.
Shinobu.
It's absolutely amazing, because the thing is, this is all such a dramatic representation of this and everything. It's a very dramatic example, elder vampire and all that stuff. The thing is that, I mean, I'll just speak for myself. So many times, I'll dare to think, hey, maybe I can make a difference. Maybe I can do something good in the world, right? And then there's those points where it's like, I'm not doing well. I'm not doing well. And there's the idea of I got this. I can do something. It's gonna be great. But I need to be able to tell people when I'm weak, right? And that's okay, because you're a person. You're not a machine.
And you need to tell them also specifically what to do sometimes.
Because
what's important here is that if Shinobu said, Aragi, can you help me? He would have been like, yeah, what do you want me to do?
Right.
And I know so many people that are stuck in this place right here where it's not about them knowing how they need help, but just being able to ask for help, and then when they say, what do you need me to do, being okay with not having an answer that leads towards some immediate solution or what have you. Just be like, hey, can you sit here? Just sit here for a bit. Or can you listen for like a few minutes?
Right.
Like I talked so much just in general stuff about how communication is the number one thing with regards to relationships. Now, it's obviously connection is required for communication.
Right, but you can't have connection. Yeah.
Yeah,
right.
In order to initiate connection, because of the fact
we need to have communication.
We need to have communication. That's one cannot exist without the other.
Yeah.
So in this case here, we have a moment where she's not asking for some grand communication from Araragi, but she communicates humbly, weakly, almost in a way of letting Araragi know there is no hidden motive here. There is no deal. There is no point to bargain with. This is me just asking for a favor. What I love about this line here, is that there are so many times where people who are in a needy state, they're in a state where they really need things here, people will sometimes get a little defensive around them. Specifically because they are worried that
like a vampire, that they'll get sucked dry.
Well, that too. Yes, I that's a great point. Yes, but that they'll get taken advantage of in some way.
Yeah.
And so Shinobu basically tries to alleviate those concerns before even asking the question, which is such a real thing to do, because you're so nervous about asking the question. You put up all these other barriers in the front to let them know, like, hey.
Right. It's okay. You don't have to, which is just fantastic, because it's both the humility and it's also the barriers, the defense mechanisms, and the idea, like the whole idea of it being a head pat, like there's just so many things about it that are great. Like if you hadn't mentioned humility, I was going to, because
because that's a huge part of Shinobu's character, is her
ego. Yeah, exactly. And the idea of basically she's giving Araragi, by making it just a simple request, a favor, right?
Yeah.
She's giving him every opportunity to basically say no, right? Now, why would he? But she's giving him that option.
Yep.
As she's basically laying here dying, essentially, and saying that just the simplest thing, a head pat, right? That's not difficult to do. The value that it gives her, right? What it does for her is something that is so astronomically disproportionate to the physical action itself, right? Yeah.
So then we get back to our original world route. Senjigahara and Araragi are still dating in this one here, but you know what? We've got school in this world line.
That's
here.
right.
And Araragi, you didn't figure out your homework situation. If anything, you saved the world that didn't need to be saved before this was happening. So there you go.
Unless them talking about Araragi, he made the reference to what was the the Midsummer Night's Dream.
Yeah, that was a fun reference.
Okay, maybe that means that he did his homework like before they time traveled back.
Well, there's a potential for that, but the big thing I think that's made a point of is that world line will perpetuate and can continue to exist because they saved that world line.
Oh yes, yeah.
So it's actually okay. Hachikuji is going to live a happy, safe life
because
from here on out.
Because the homework wasn't the real issue.
Right. I mean, it's still an issue, but it's more of like the more of the minor consequences.
They didn't time travel to the day before to do the homework.
Right, exactly. Now, the joke of Hachikuji coming back here and having her just like, yes, I'm gonna give you the service scene where I throw you around, and
and the fact that like there's the cloth over his head that's tied down and stuff, as if he's some kind of like mannequin doll, or like
he's
prop
like a
dummy or something,
or what have you. But they have their banter. It's amazing.
Yep.
I love the idea that she breaks the fourth wall by saying, on a whim, I went and totally gave a service scene that has been in the works for a while now.
Yeah.
Such a cold reaction.
Yeah.
It's just... I feel like I'm getting just... like I'm getting just spoken to through the screen here.
And they're
it's
also
beautiful.
Subverting expectations by basically setting up this whole thing, which just goes to show again how much Araragi cares, where, oh no, Hachikuji's missing. Wait, crap, her backpack's here. Oh no, she's disappeared. You know, like, I need to, crap, I need to save her. When it's actually just, no, she just left her backpack there. It really was as simple as, as the setup was. Yeah.
So there you go.
Yep.
We get all the jokes going back and forth here.
I stuttered. I stuttered.
I stut.
Yeah.
Did she abbreviate stuttered? What was the thing that she turned into when she said I stut? It was like, let me see here. It was some kind of like costume thing.
Yeah.
What?
I'm sure that's a joke that we don't get because
Yeah, we're not Japanese.
Yeah.
Probably. Okay, well that's funny. There was a part here where Hachikuji confirms basically that she prefers it this way.
Yep.
And it's something that she doesn't even know what the alternative is because, she doesn't know about the alternate, Hachikuji or what have you. But the idea of like, oh, I'll have been dead longer than I was alive soon, And he's like, oh, well, that's a good point. And, it's just because, you wouldn't go back to being human. And he's like, oh, yeah. And you and I are the same in that regard.
One of the things that I love here is that I feel like with this, the way they're resolving Hachikuji's story here, with the fact that basically she's okay being dead.
Yeah.
It feels like a great parallel with what Shinobu's overall arc has been and what they just dealt with, with the other Shinobu, of basically being okay with the hurt. Coming to terms with the hurt and the wound, right? Because Hachikuji's dead. She wasn't able to see her mom,
right?
And there were those 10 years or whatever it was where she hadn't met Araragi yet. But now things are better.
Things are pretty good.
Pretty good. And this wouldn't have happened without the pain.
Yep.
So yeah, it's fine.
Yeah. Yeah, so then they go, he's looking back every so often, making mistakes on occasion, sometimes being lost, yet savoring each and every step we walk forward along this route. It's fantastic.
Yep.
That's a great closing line. It's a great closing just...
yeah.
I wouldn't say it's not just a sentiment thing, because, you look at nostalgia, and it you tend to remember the better things. And while you do remember some of the horrible things from things like childhood and stuff like that, because they stand out as being very painful or what have you, the idea that looking back every so often, but making mistakes on occasion, and sometimes even being lost, yet savoring each and every step we walk forward along this route. There's this very cool... I would say lack of acknowledgement regarding the future. And this is, I think, something that's kind of beautiful here, is that I think when you see someone that has attained happiness, what they've actually attained is, I believe, more of a present mind. They have, yes, there is acceptance, I would say. And I'd say the acceptance is generally more with regards to the past being the past. You acknowledge that once the past, it becomes the past, you can't change it. It is what it is.
You can't run from it. You could run from it, or you can learn from it. Yeah,
exactly. But it is good to look back every so often, and making mistakes on occasion is something that's just guaranteed to happen. And sometimes it can get really bad. Sometimes we can get lost. But, yet savoring each and every step, living in the present here, just taking the like every little bit of joy out of these little bantering bits or what have you.
If it was a perfectly straight path, that'd be pretty boring.
Well, right, but the idea that we walk forward, this is the only part in this whole statement that regards the future. The idea that we walk forward, but we don't even really think about
Right,
what
you
that
enjoy the journey.
will bring.
Yeah.
We are enjoying the present.
Mhm.
We occasionally look back on the past, with fondness, or just looking back on it for the purpose of edification or what have you. But in the present, that's where we're going to make the mistakes. That's where we're going to have the moments of getting lost. But we're going to savor that journey, and that journey is something that we are all on. That is something that we are all experiencing, and too often I think we get trapped, especially with a lot of the issues that the characters in Monogatari are dealing with, where they're anchored, they're kind of rooted in what their past actions were, their mistakes or what have you, so they're burdened by those.
Okay.
But then some of them become even a bit kind of like frenetic about the future. And this whole little mini arc involved time travel and all that. I love that at the end of the time travel arc, so to speak, we end up going into let's just be present. Let's just savor the journey. I don't know. I think it's a sweet, cheesy, wholesome, wonderful thing that actually fits really well here, considering the characters that were involved in this.
I really want to go back and rewatch the end of Bake now.
Oh, sure.
To see, with
Bake
context
started this
and
whole
perspective
thing.
and exactly.
Yeah.
To see how all of the things that are no doubt riddled throughout that of course you don't see because
that stuff hadn't been
exactly it's just foreshadowing to stuff that you couldn't even really know what they're foreshadowing to. You gotta see what becomes of it, and then hindsight is 20/20.
Also, going backwards in time, because this is the time travel arc still, we're going to go back to the beginning of the episode where we got probably the most cathartic and wholesome and happy thing in this whole bit here, which was getting to see older Hachikuji just being so confident, so just capable, and so happy to help strangers and be there for them. And it's so good.
And yet,
yeah.
It's sad because
it's so sad.
Araragi didn't get to, go hang out with her and all that stuff.
Yeah, and the Oshino letter is really good because it gives us a lot of good info. But I'm sad that we probably won't see her again. Like, we probably will not ever see this Hachikuji
unless
again.
They go full multiverse where time travel becomes less complicated or less difficult, and then Araragi could just come back here whenever.
Just the idea, though, that you have basically the hey, I can probably serve some tea. No, thank you for the offer, but we have somewhere to go. Really? And I'm just
Shinobu just kind of looks at him like, really?
Yep. Why do you do this show? Like, They really made a good job of making her look like exactly like Hachikuji would if she was, if she was her actual age, at that, her actual physical age, It's just,
Yeah. One of the things that really stood out to me was how Shinobu almost gave them privacy while this was happening. She
did not talk.
Didn't talk. She kind of stayed behind Araragi and was even like turned away, for a lot of it.
Also, I wanted to bring this up because this is something that's very subtle, but I think it was him reminding Shinobu, what the priority was here at this point. Yeah. It's like, we're strange, but it'll be all right. It won't be long before you're not lonely anymore.
And then he grabs Shinobu's hand.
And Shinobu's just like, wait, but I need the what?
Yeah.
But I think what he's saying here is that, I understand. I understand why we're here. Don't worry, I'm not going to get distracted.
Yeah.
And okay. This is so sweet because I love Shinobu. I do. I love, though, the moments where Araragi, takes an L for Shinobu, if that makes sense. I don't think he does it really that often in a hard L, but it's more of he makes these little sacrifices for her where it's either awkward or funny or goofy.
Takes an L.
A loss.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Gotcha.
And in this moment here, he had an amazingly fun potential day that he could spend here. I mean, it's time travel.
Oh, yeah,
time travel, y'all.
Yeah, it's irrelevant.
Isn't it? But Araragi doesn't see it that way. Araragi sees it no, I actually have something I really need to do here. This is something I can't get
Right.
distracted.
It's
with
another one of those things where the cost to benefit, thing is disproportional if you were to think about it in a regular kind of way, right? Because they could just do it the next day,
Yep.
like they could just take a day and whatever, right?
Yep.
But Shinobu also has a lot of things that she
Mhm.
needs to deal with,
Uh-huh.
and they're in this situation because Shinobu wasn't willing to
Yep.
basically be vulnerable and count on Araragi, right?
Yep.
So he's basically saying, "Yeah, don't worry about it. Yep, yep, I got you." And
And it's also brilliant because it sets up the whole situation with the, future Shinobu, who also
Right.
won't be lonely much
Uh-huh.
longer.
yep,
I
yep.
just love that line. I just love that moment because it pained me so much when it happened because I was like, no, we don't get to spend like
Uh-huh.
like a half, like an hour of their world's time just
Right.
bantering with
Yep.
older
Just shooting the breeze,
Hachikuji,
whatever.
just
Mhm.
doing whatever. No,
Mhm.
don't take that from me. And then it's like, oh, but it's not just him taking it from me; it's what he's giving to Shinobu.
Yeah.
And then she has the most radiant, just joyful walk with him on the way back as she's like, wait, are you okay leaving it like that? Didn't you have a lot to say?
Yep.
He says, nope, in this world she doesn't know me. And okay. I don't contradict Araragi that often here. But bro, she was like, have we met? Like, she's not stupid, Araragi. Like she might have already been slowly putting two and two together just through this whole situation and the fact that Oshino gave her a letter to meet someone.
Hachikuji's smart. Yeah.
Hachikuji's not dumb. So the idea that the barrier between them not knowing each other was something I think he said more for her than it was actually about. Well, obviously you don't have past experiences with her. Obviously, like that's like him saying, well, no, like I don't have any attachment to her.
Yeah.
It's like, well, that's not true. That's not true at all. You definitely do have attachment to her. You just don't have past experiences with her. It's him being technical here.
In this world, she doesn't know me, but there's someone else in this world who does.
Yeah. I was able to meet, like this thanks to Oshino, but in this route, I never ended up meeting Hachikuji-san. And then you see the classic Monogatari thing where they show just the person's kind of emotional state via their physical
They don't show their eyes.
They don't show their eyes. And it's just, that's Shinobu just being like, oh, like, you just got plus 10 affection points with, Shinobu right there. And then, will you help me? That's inevitable.
Yeah, we're going to go save a girl.
Yep. There's no way we can win.
Yep.
Yeah, I love them joking together about how they're going to take this, and then their little joke about the.
And then the whole idea of the maybe
I want to double check the eccentric story thing here because I'm pretty sure they said Kabukimonogatari at this point.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure. Let me double check here. But yeah, what were you gonna say?
Well, the whole idea of the even if a person can't necessarily change the world, it's possible for someone to tip over the world, and even if it doesn't have to be the world, anyone can tip over a story.
Right. I'm gonna listen to the thing real quick. Yeah. Yep. Kabukimonogatari. Yep.
Yeah. Good catch.
Yep.
But the idea that. Okay. What was my train of thought? It's building up the whole idea that the scale doesn't have to be objective, right?
Right.
And that's what this whole thing's about. It's that Araragi and Shinobu really care about each other, and this whole thing came about because Shinobu didn't think that Araragi really cared that much, right? And she wouldn't let herself care that much, right? Yeah. Or at least be honest with herself about the fact that she did. And here, Araragi is basically tipping the story for her, because again, it's that whole callback to the thing with Hachikuji.
Yep.
Wouldn't have taken any time, and yet, nope, this is what's important. Yep. It's important to you, so it's important to me.
Yeah. Now, thinking back on this whole thing here, though, there is the fact that, Oshino gave him the letter, which gave him all the info.
Yeah.
So then he, kind of realizes that he can save, the girl in front of him.
Mm-hmm.
And I love that in this case, the girl in front of him, literally in front of him, Hachikuji, didn't need to be saved anymore. Or in some ways...
But there was one standing behind him.
There was one standing behind him that did. Mm-hmm. But in even a more 200 IQ kind of way, if Hachikuji was to be saved in a permanent way, he actually needed to save the girl standing right next to him. Because that would save everyone, which in turn would save Hachikuji.
Yeah, and
I just love that it comes down to the thing of the boy saves the world by saving the girl who saves herself.
Yep.
And it's just that's
when they got to this point.
The story.
There was a part of me that was thinking maybe they will actually fight. Mm-hmm. But the whole thing of that the meeting would be incredibly impactful.
Yeah.
There was a part of me that thought basically that when Shinobu's like, just kill me and use me to travel back, there was a part of me that thought Araragi was basically going to, in some ways, pull another Kizu and say, nope, that's not good enough. Because we're whatever the thing was that they were talking about on the way over, we're going to be, audacious enough and greedy enough as to basically say, we need to win on all fronts. And then it would have something to do with some kind of conversation of Araragi and Shinobu getting the other Shinobu to hope again. But in this situation, he accepted that, this is where you're at right now. This is what you can manage. So, all right.
And, I think that's the end of the arc. That's the end of at least the majority of this. Unless they want to go into the stuff that was maybe a little bit more current with where they kind of teased like a new character in the very first episode of Kabuki. But I guess we'll have to wait and see.
We will.
So y'all, thank you so much for watching this episode's reaction and discussion. If you want to see the next episode's reaction and discussion right now, though, go check out the link in the description below for our Patreon. You can get an early access there, and any level of support gets you access to our Discord, where you can chat with us about these stories, about anime in general. You can talk with the community about Monogatari. It's a pretty big one. And you can also talk with Jacob about the book he wrote.
Yes, that's right. My sci-fi novel Battle Lines, in case you haven't heard of it before. It's on Amazon. The link's in the description below. There's some reviews on there, so check them out to see what people thought. And if you get a copy yourself, make sure to leave a review.
Yeah, so if any of that interests you, we'll see you there. But until then, we're Semblance of Sanity. I'm Caleb.
I'm Jacob.
And we'll see you all next time.